Okay, so we've got the recording going now, and I'm admitting people into this program. So again, my name's Erica Papley. I'm with Travel Leaders Network. I'm going to go ahead and actually turn my camera off right now. So just to give you a little housekeeping on this particular session, it is a meeting. So I'm going to make sure that everybody is muted. If you do have a question, just unmute yourself, go ahead and ask me a question. You can also put it in the chat area as well. At the end of this session, I will be taking questions and answers, so not a problem. And you don't have to be on camera unless you want to be on camera. I just figured I'd let you know that as well. So just to make sure that chat is working, if everybody can just answer a yes or no question. Are you familiar with cruise space? So if you just want to type in the chat, yes or no, just gives me an idea of who I am working with. So that's all. And I'm getting some no's here coming through. I got a somewhat, but mostly it's typically no. Okay, well. Let's see what we're going to be discussing today. And I'm sorry if I'm a little distracted because I am admitting people into this session as well. So in today's discussion, I'm going to review all the cruise space programs. All three of them are listed to the left. So you might actually be familiar with some of them and you didn't know it before when I asked that question. We are also going to be talking about the competitive advantage in selling cruise space. I am actually also going to talk about Distinctive Voyages, which is one of our programs, as you can see there, and what we on the cruise space team and at Travel Leaders Network actually do for you and your clients. So you'll understand the process a little bit more. I'll be talking about small groups and cruise space. So actually how you can book a group within a group. And I don't know, I saved probably the best for last, letting you know how you can find all of these different sailings that we have. So like the other slide beforehand, it shows that the Travel Leaders Network and our cruise space programs, there are actually three different programs. We have the Distinctive Voyages program, which a lot of people call the hosted program. Then we have the amenity departure dates, where we have tons of amenity departure dates, and it's giving your clients something a little extra. And then combinable with these two is typically the culinary collection. And it is exactly as it sounds. It's a culinary theme. Now, I'm not sure about you, but I really feel, and I've actually read many presentation or little mini books and all this that said there's just something about water and people, that water tends to relax people. And personally, I feel that way about water, but I also feel about that when it comes to travel. Many people that I've spoken to over my years in the travel industry, friends, past clients, advisors, suppliers, everyone that has cruised goes again and again and again. And this is why our programs at Travel Leaders Network gives you a wonderful opportunity to keep your clients returning to you and to the sea all the time. I mean, just as Jacques Cousteau states here, you know, holds one in its net of wonder forever. So it's repeat. So let's talk about these cruise programs. Our first one I want to talk about is the amenity dates. As you can see here, we have over 3,500 amenity dates annually. In fact, I'll let you know a little secret. On just about every single Royal Caribbean cruise line cruise that there is an amenity date. There are some that we don't do all of them, like the ones out of Australia. They have some short Australia ones, and we just don't put amenities on those. But just about every single Royal Caribbean, we have an amenity date on it. We currently have, and I know it's well over 6,500 now, because I can tell you I am the person on the team that actually pulls deployments for amenity dates as well as Distinctive Voyages. So I know we have over 6,500 now into 2026. We have 22 preferred cruise suppliers, and it is now 22. In fact, it was at Edge where we announced our 22nd cruise company that came in, which is Virgin Voyages. And what amenity departure dates mean is your clients, when you book into an amenity departure date, they're going to get something a little extra, an extra amenity. Could be shipboard credit, prepaid gratuity, a bottle of wine, specialty dining, something like that. It's all based on the cruise line and what they're offering. When I actually started in the industry, which was back in the 1980s, as my husband says, the 1900s, every time we booked someone on a cruise, we would always get buy a bottle of sparkling wine and have it in their cabin when they got on board the ship. And maybe some of you do that now. At that time, I think the bottle of wine was like $8. But you know what? Over time, and if you book a lot of cruises, that's a lot of money. And whenever the cruise lines delivers that bottle of wine, it always says, bon voyage or compliments of your travel advisor. Well, that's exactly what an amenity departure is. Because with that extra amenity, they will get a notification in their cabin that this is compliments of their travel advisor. So it is something that you are doing for them, but it's not costing you anything and it's not costing them anything. And as I said, 22 preferred suppliers. I highlighted Virgin Voyages because that is our newest one. And actually, I was just told on a meeting yesterday that the new Virgin Voyage dates will be available, so people will be able to know when their amenity dates are starting on July 1st. So it's just right around the corner, but Virgin Voyages has joined our amenity departure dates. Next up, we have our Distinctive Voyages program, the one that I said a lot of people call the hosted program. This is our premier cruise program. And it was interesting. I joined the cruise space team about a year ago. I came from the educational team with Travel Leaders Network. And I did not know this, but this program actually started in 2015, with the first departure happening in 2006. And just to put this in your mind, when it started, there were 11 departures for the year of 2006, and we had 4 different cruise lines. So what is involved here? We've really grown since 2005 and 2006. We have over 350 departures annually now. Again, when I was putting this program together, it was over 800 available into 2025, but I know there's more out there because we're adding more all the time. Every time you see a new deployment coming out with a cruise line, we're getting space for our programs as well. And we now have a variety of experiences, from the expedition and river to world and grand and ocean. You name it, we're going to probably have a ship that we have a distinctive voyage, some type of sailing on it. And the distinctive voyage, as I said, will include a distinctive voyages host throughout the ship. This is a host that is on board representing you with your clients that you have in this distinctive voyages program. It also comes with a private welcome reception. Typically, it's on, the first or second day is the welcome reception. Your clients will be able to meet the host. And then what's really key about this is we include an exclusive shore event. And all of this is included. It's at no additional cost to you, no additional cost to your clients. And let me go ahead and stop right here a moment, because there are a couple other people that I'm adding into the session. Okay, I think I've got them all added on in. And what's really neat about the exclusive shore events is we do have on some of our luxury distinctive voyages program an option, instead of the exclusive shore event where everybody would be going on it, a private car and driver on select departures. And I'll talk more about that in a minute. As I said before, we started out with 4 cruise lines. That was Holland, Celebrity, Crystal, and Avalon in 2015. And we are now up to 13 preferred cruise suppliers today. And Princess Cruise Line is actually expanding. Currently within the distinctive voyages program for 2023 and a couple years prior to this, the program that they offered for distinctive voyages was an Alaska cruise tour. They will be continuing to offer this, but they are also now, dipping their toes in a little bit more. And in 2024, it could be in late 23, they're going to have some Japan sailings as well coming out for distinctive voyages. I mentioned the private car and driver, so I just want to touch on this. This is really for your luxury-minded clients. It is on select voyages, and that exclusive shore event is replaced with an exclusive amenity of a car and driver choice. Now, this is going to be the one distinctive voyages that your clients will actually have a choice to make. So here are their choices. They can do a private car with driver with a pre-select tour. So what we have done is we have developed a sightseeing tour in the port of call that they're on, and your clients can take that within their own private car with their driver guide. They could also choose to use the private car and driver as we call it as you wish, but basically as they wish. They might want to do shopping in a certain area. They might want to go to a certain restaurant or maybe visit friends. They will have, for the duration, it's like between 4 and 5 hours, a private car and driver to do as they wish. And if neither one of those is something they want, then they could choose the $200 per person shipboard credit. Now, this is for the luxury clients of mine. So these are our 6 preferred suppliers that offer it on select departures. And the last program I want to review, not to make you hungry if you haven't eaten yet, is the Culinary Collection, which is exactly as it sounds. It's culinary inspired voyages. We have over 200 of these into 2024, 13 preferred cruise line suppliers. And as I said before, they're typically combined with a distinctive voyage or an amenity sailing. So what does that mean? Let's just say we have a culinary that is combined with a distinctive voyage sailing. Your clients are going to get those distinctive voyage program inclusions, as I had mentioned before, the host, the welcome reception, the exclusive shore event, but they're also going to get some type of culinary inspired amenity as well. And that amenity is going to range from anywhere specialty dining credit to maybe a chef's table, wine tasting event, a bottle of wine and chocolate in their room. It will depend again on the cruise line. And these are our 13 preferred cruise suppliers that participate here in in offering culinary collection sailings in our program. Now, there are 2 cruise lines that we don't combine this with a distinctive voyage or a amenity departure. And I'll tell you which 2 those are, and I'll tell you why. One is AMA Waterways. And the reason why they don't include it with a distinctive voyage or an amenity departure is because of what they give. It's kind of like an excursion and a culinary inspired type amenity. Your clients will actually go shopping with the onboard chef in one of the ports. And then the chef will go back, they will cook their dinner and eat it at the chef's table that evening. So that is the type of event that they will have with the culinary collection. And the other one is Azamara. And the Azamara event that they get for the culinary collection is their chef's table experience, which is supposed to be phenomenal. So those 2 will be separate culinary events without the inclusion of a distinctive voyages or an amenity departure. So now I've given you a basic of what our programs are all about, since a lot of you didn't know. I want to talk about the competitive advantage. These programs can give you that competitive advantage. But before I get into that, we have to really understand what the competitive advantage is. So by definition, the competitive advantage are the factors and characteristics that permit one company to compete more effectively than its industry peers. And those factors and characteristics are exactly what these cruise-based programs give to you. It can be a monetary value, but not only can you think of the monetary value, you also have to think about the values of the factors that I just went over that your clients are getting as well on board doing the amenity departure or distinctive voyage, or even the culinary collection. But it's easier really if I show you. So we're going to do some cost comparisons. Now, these are true amenity departure dates. So I looked at the Icon of the Seas, 7-day Western Caribbean perfect day sailing on December 7th of 2024. I was looking at 2 adults in an Inn4 ocean view cabin. So when I wanted to do a comparison, we're going to look at an FIT, or an individual reservation. And when I was developing this program for today, you all sell cruises, so you all know they have all kinds of specials out there all the time. So hopefully I'm deciphering the names that they had. But with Royal Caribbean, when I was doing this, they were having a 30% savings per person with a non-refundable deposit promotion. They were giving an extra non-refundable deposit promotion of $25. So in the N4 Ocean View cabin, the cost per person was coming up at $2,918. We have to add in the NCS, which is the non-commissionable fees, which is $260. Now we're taking off those promotions. So the 30% promotion will take off $1,087, and that extra $25 non-refundable deposit they were running, we'll take that off. And then of course we have to add in the taxes and fees, which was $163.31. So your per person rate comes up at $2,234.31. That's on an individual reservation. Now, I want to go ahead and look at this as if you would have booked it into the headquarter groups that we have. So this is the TLN headquarter group. Now, we pulled group space on this sailing a long time ago. So I'm still looking at that N4 cabin view cabin, and at the group headquarter rate, it's $809 per person. We need to add in the $260 non-commissionable fees and the taxes, which were at the group rate at the time we pulled it, so $163.80. That comes in at $1,232.80 per person. And I'm sure you're looking at those numbers going, yeah, that's a huge monetary difference. It's $1,002 per person. So right there is your monetary competitive advantage. You can actually show this to your clients. Because remember, I told you, we have headquarter groups on just about every single Royal Caribbean sailing out there. Plus, to your competitive advantage is with this, they get a $50 onboard credit. So in essence, your competitive advantage is $1,052 per person. Now let's look at it at one of our distinctive voyages. Again, this is one of our distinctive voyage sailings. It's a 10-night ultimate Caribbean, Southern Caribbean on the Celebrity Beyond. It's for November 15th of 2024. In this one, I looked at 2 passengers in an A2 Aqua class cabin. So as I look at this, again, I'm going to do the individual rate. And this gets kind of confusing when you look at my figures. Because with Celebrity, and I'm sure you've all sold Celebrity out there, their specials are just, it's second person off or something like that. So this can be very confusing. Now, the first thing I want to point out is if you look under the second passenger and you see where I have that 3,900, that minus 3,900, and it says all inclusive 75%, non-refundable deposit is kind of what that code is deciphered at. I did this at the all-inclusive rate. And the reason being is if you would book into one of our headquarter groups on this particular distinctive voyage program, it is going to be in the all-inclusive rate. So your clients are going to get the classic drink package, the prepaid gratuities, and the Wi-Fi. So that is that all-inclusive rate is what I compared when I did the individual reservations, as well as with our distinctive voyage pricing. So on this, it was a 75% off of the second person, and then they had another part off, and then they had an onboard credit type of credit as well for the second passenger. So both passengers are going to start off at $5,400 per person. Both passengers, you'll have to add in the non-commissionable fee, which is $400. Now, with the first passenger, they receive that $200 onboard credit for a non-refundable deposit special. So you take that off, and then you add in the taxes at $141.88 per person. So your first passenger comes up at $5,741.88. Your second passenger is the one that shows a lot of savings. So again, the $5,400, the 400 NCFs, but here's your savings. Your $200 onboard credit non-refundable deposit saving. There was a $390 or $3,900 dollar discount for that 75% off. And then for some reason, and I actually, did a reservation. I don't know what that other $300, it was coming up again as the all-inclusive 75% off. So you subtract that from the second person. You add in the $141.88, and your second passenger comes up at $1541.88. So what I did for the sake of this is I added the two together. So for the two people, came up as $7,283.76. And I don't know why the onboard credit showed up at that, because when I look at it, 200 and 200 only equal 4. But when I looked at the confirmation that they sent, the onboard credit was actually $450 for the cabin. Now, I'm not going to expect you to remember this, but over top of it, I'm going to lay the distinctive voyage. So we have a group booked on this as well. With our group price, it comes up at $3,128 per person, and that is that all-inclusive package as well. You add in the $400 for the non-commissionable fees per person. It also was applicable when you book this, even though you're booking into our group, they did get that $200 savings per person for the onboard credit offer. So you subtract 200, add in the taxes and fees, which was $137.31, comes up to $3,465.31 per person, or total for two, $6,930.62. And you also get that added value. They would get a $400 onboard credit for the cabin. I don't expect you to remember what I showed you before, but I do have the totals here. So if you look at the total cost for two on the FIT rate, it's actually more expensive than what it would be on the distinctive voyage group. You would actually be saving $353.14 a total for two. It's not what compared to what we were saving on the Royal Caribbean, it's not as much, but still $353 is, it's nothing to sit there and go, no, I don't want to save my clients that. And you get the added value, the distinctive voyage program, the host, the welcome reception, the shore event. That's valued at about $300 per person. So as you can see, I totaled my values here. So $600 for the two people. You also will get that $400 onboard credit, or your clients will. So now your competitive advantage is at $1,353.14 for two clients in the room. If they booked with the FIT, they'd get $450 onboard credit. So you have a huge competitive advantage, and that's what our programs can bring to you. Most of you are probably looking at the monetary amount, because of course that's the first thing that pops out to me too. But you have to remember there are factors and characteristics. And so I want to stress those other factors and characteristics, especially with the distinctive voyages. It's your host that is on board, that represents you. They are there to assist your clients with questions if need be. They're there to greet them at the welcome reception. And these are actual pictures of distinctive voyages. The reception here was on Silver Seas. It was just last month. The other thing the host does is while they are on board, they try to plan other events as well. And here you can see on one of the ones from distinctive voyages from last month, the host was able to plan a sail in. So right before a particular port of call, your clients were the distinctive voyages guests and their hosts all went up on the helipad, had champagne and mimosa as they sailed into a port. And they also sometimes do them for sail outs. In fact, I just saw that on one sailing, one of the hosts likes to do a meet and greet with the entertainment staff. So they try to set other things up. And most of all, your host is there for that exclusive shore event. Here's a picture of, this was the Silver Sea sailing where you saw the reception. They broke them down into smaller groups. This was in Tuscany, in Italy, and the small groups went truffle hunting. And after they went truffle hunting, which is, yes, searching for mushrooms, after they went truffle hunting, then they went back to one of the chateaus in the Tuscany area, and they had a cooking lesson with the truffles that they found, and then had a fabulous lunch with wine. These are just some examples of the shore events that we offer on our distinctive voyages. And you don't want to forget, this is another great reason that you have a competitive advantage over other advisors that are out there and other agencies that are out there, because this is something that you can offer them on our distinctive voyages programs, and it's at no cost to them. And it's at no cost to you. So I've talked about these distinctive voyage programs, and let's just say, you've done it. You've booked somebody into a distinctive voyage program, but what happens? What do you know about them? What kind of information do you receive? What do we at the Cruise Space team from Travel Leaders Network do for you? So let me tell you a little bit about it so you understand our process. First up, we don't expect you to necessarily remember which clients you booked on a distinctive voyages. Some advisors do, some don't, but we want to help you remember. So at about 100 days out, we send out a 100-day notification. This is the first notification that you're going to receive. And this is really our thank you to you. We're just thanking you that your clients were booked on this particular distinctive voyages. It goes over what's included in the distinctive voyage. It talks a little bit about the date of the shore excursion. It will give you a link that you can click on the flyer for the shore event. And also, if there are third and fourth passengers in your client's cabin, we do everything by just similar to what most cruise lines do. It's the first two passengers. So the exclusive shore event would be for the first two passengers. But we know that oftentimes there is a third or fourth. So if there is a third and fourth, they can purchase that shore event. We also have people that, just so that you know, on some of our distinctive voyages, and I'm going to take Celebrity, for example, on Celebrity Cruise Line, your clients have to be booked in an ocean view or higher category to receive the distinctive voyages. But we also know that there are times, and I know because I used to sell many years ago, where you'd have like a mom and dad going on a cruise and they're taking their adult children. So they're buying the balcony cabin and they're paying for the adult children down in the inside cabin. So if they are traveling with someone like this, there is that option to book someone else into that exclusive shore event. Okay. And we might get some people trying to add back in, and I'm really sorry about that. I was told that there were some issues with Zoom. I didn't expect it to kick me out right in the middle of everything. We have gotten into and I'm just trying to minimize. Okay, make sure I have everything. So approximately 2 weeks prior to departure, we ask the host to contact the advisor. So we just implemented this program maybe 2 months ago, have gotten some really good feedback, but not only from our hosts, but from our advisors. This is a way they can introduce themselves to you so that you will know, have some type of introduction to the host, but it also gives you the opportunity to let the host know if there's a special occasion going on, like are your clients celebrating a birthday, anniversary, retirement, something like that, or also to let the host know if your clients have requested any assistance. When I was booking, again, way back long ago, groups on cruises, we had a lot of people that would traveled with CPAP machines, and they had to have like an extension cord or, the distilled water. So if you have clients that are traveling with some type of assistance, you can just let your host be aware of that. And like I said, we've gotten some great reviews for the hosts and the advisors connecting together. And yes, if you're interested, you can also apply to be a host. So there is that opportunity as well. Let me get this here. So once on board, your clients are going to receive some information. They will receive a welcome folder that is delivered to their stateroom. In fact, the host, one of the very first things that they do when they get on board the ship is they will meet with actually the coordinator that we have with them for them on the ship that helps them coordinate everything. The next thing they do is deliver these folders to the staterooms. So they go around the whole ship delivering folders to the various staterooms of those that are in the distinctive voyages. They will also, of course, in that folder, your clients are going to receive an invitation to the welcome reception where they will meet the host and the others in the group. Oftentimes at these welcome receptions, there's different staff from the cruise line that comes in and says a few things as well. They will, again, receive information, the details about the shore event. And when I say details, it's like where they're going to meet on the ship to go with the host and get off and go on the shore event, things like that. And then, of course, if there's any additional events that are planned on board. When I hosted in December, we did a sail in. So I let all the, we had sent an invitation out to all of those that were on our group to meet up on the helipad for the sail in. Again, any special events that are planned, they will be notified as well. So once we've talked about what we've done, now I want to talk about small groups. I love talking groups. Groups was really my forte when I was actually selling. So I love talking about groups. And one of the reasons why I want to talk about groups is because you have the capability of selling small groups. And with certain cruise lines in our amenity departures, as well as our distinctive voyage programs, you can earn what we call TC or tour conductor credits. Now, typically when you book a group, if you were booking it as your own agency, you would go in and book your group, get your space, and then you can earn towards what they call a TC credit. And let me just give you, it's tour conductor, and give you the whole overview of what it used to be like and then what it can be like now. So it used to be, of course, with any group, one thing that's the same is it's based on 2 people in the cabin, so passenger 1 and 2. A lot of the cruise lines will then sit there and go, well, if you book 16 people, which is passengers 1 and 2, so that's 8 cabins, we'll give you a credit towards a free berth. At least that's what most people hear is a free berth. Now, what I'm talking about is basically 1 free bed, but of course it doesn't include the non-commissionable fees or the taxes. So it's basically the base cost of that cabin. You can earn 1 berth. So really you have to double that in order to get the full cabin or 2 beds. Now, when they first started doing this, it was the cabin space, and you basically earn the cabin and then you could go with your group. That's how it was done. But they have since, and it's been years, but they have changed that up a little bit. You could still earn the berth. But with us, the way it's done is you earn what we call the TC credit because it's that monetary compensation. So this is a way that you can earn additional compensation by booking into our departures, a small group within a large group. You can earn that tour conductor compensation that's paid. So I wanted to show you here. If you go in, hopefully this is familiar to you, the homepage of Agent Universe. So if you're on the homepage of Agent Universe, under the Programs tab, if you click that on, there's a drop-down arrow. You can click on the cruise space. Now, this is where you're going to find all the information that I'm talking about. You'll find all the information on the amenity departure dates, the distinctive voyages, the culinary collection, the private car and driver. But for TCs, I want you to just click on that cruise space because there's another drop down that comes. You don't have to click on that. And it's going to bring you to what I consider the homepage of cruise space. And I've actually highlighted there. It says earn TCs with many of our cruise line partners, and click here to see the current earning potential opportunities. So if you open that up, it's going to come to this page, which is a separate PDF. And as you can see here, it's telling you the different cruise lines and if there's earning potential. So earning potential on distinctive voyages, earning potential on the amenity departure dates. And it will tell you how many is needed. Like you can see on Avalon, it's 1 for 9 on our amenity departure dates. 1 for 12 on Cunard for amenity departure dates. I'm going to look right now, and I'm actually going to show you a scenario. I'm looking at Royal Caribbean. It's 1 for 16, so that would be basically be 8 cabins if you wanted to book a small group. So you might be thinking to yourself going, Erica, that's great, but what are you talking about when I say small group? So let's look at a scenario here. Your clients, Jack and Linda Jones, are going to celebrate their 40th wedding anniversary in 2024. and they've contacted you for this anniversary cruise because they've seen all the ads on TV for the Icon of the Seas, and they thought they would be great anniversary cruise in December of 2024. And yes, I picked that because my demonstration under competitive advantage was December of 2024. But they thought that that would be a great cruise because they want their children and their children's families to possibly come along. So here's what we know. Icon of the Seas, December of 2024. We know we probably have at least one cabin because it's the anniversary couple, but we could have more. So what are your choices? Well, behind door number 1, you can go ahead and see what kind of space you can find available on the Icon of the Seas sailings for December of 2024, and you can book your own group. You can put down the required cruise deposit and make the 8 minimum cabins because that's what you need to maintain your group. And when I say maintain your group, you're going to, on a group, receive something called gap points where you can utilize those gap points towards onboard credit or towards a bottle of wine or something for each of your cabins. But you have to have 8 cabins on that. It's not going to affect whatever group pricing you have. Your group pricing will stay the same if you only sell 6 cabins, but it's those points that you're going to get for those anything special if you don't maintain 8 cabins or more. Or you can go behind door number 2. You can book into Travel Leaders Network group space. You can do it right on Cruising Power. In fact, if you go into Cruising Power, you'll see rates, and you'll probably have seen something that says Headquarters Group, and it will see TLN ADD USD, which means Travel Leaders Network, amenity departure date. USD is for US dollars, because within Travel Leaders, we have not only US advisors, but we also have Canadian advisors. Each cabin, because it's one of our amenity departure date groups, is going to receive a $50 onboard credit. So whether you personally make the 8 cabins or not, your clients are still going to get a $50 onboard credit. But if you book 8 cabins with at least 2 each, you're going to earn that additional compensation for TCs. But like I said, if your group falls below that, you're still maintaining everything about your group. If you've told them they're getting $50 onboard credit, they're still going to get that. And here's an additional bonus. The additional bonus is if you book an FIT rate, you can pull them into that group. So let's say, just for that couple, that one of their children that are going are taking their daughter along, so they need a triple room. Our cabin space that we have, our group space that is blocked, is only going to be 2 people in a room. That's just the way cruise lines are. I only know of one cruise line, which is not a preferred supplier of ours, that actually lets you book group spaces, triples and quads. So it's all going to be double cabins. But if you book a triple, you can book it in the individual rate and then pull it into the group. By pulling it into the group, your people are going to get the $50 onboard credit, and you're going to receive the credit for them as well towards your TCs. So just an opportunity for you to book small groups. Maybe you haven't done that, but you've been looking to do it. Maybe you book groups a lot. Either way, you can book a group within a group. And I just used an anniversary special as one scenario, just because that was when I was selling, and it's been many, many years, but that was one of the things I used to do, was anniversary cruises. And there were always smaller groups that would come, but people would go, and it might be family, it could be friends would like to do that. Another big one that I used to do was graduation, doing a family cruise for someone's graduation from college or high school, or sometimes it was several of them getting together and traveling on a cruise. So as far as the distinctive voyage goes, we do have some cruise lines that participate in doing the TC credits. These are the 5 cruise lines. So again, with the distinctive voyage, and I just wanted to point them out because, of course, with our amenity departures, they're getting 1 amenity. But with the distinctive voyage, if you would book whatever the requirement is, and I don't know it off the top of my head, but let's just say Holland America, if you would book the required numbers to get your TC credits, you know what you're giving your clients. You're putting them on a group within a group, but they're also then going to get the host, the welcome reception, the shore event, and then you also are going to earn additional compensation. So now I want to talk about locating all of these cruises. I can talk to you all day long probably about these programs, but it's not really going to help you unless you know where you can find the information. So I'm going to go live into Agent Universe, if it's here. Haha, there it is. This is Agent Universe and I'm live in it. So I'll just point out one of the things that we showed before, Programs tab, Cruise Space. You don't have to go into that drop-down menu. You can just click it on to find the information on the tour conductors. But I want to show you more where you can find all of this information. And this is going to be under quick links. And I'm going to show you two options depending on what you like to do, if you like spreadsheets or not, but I'll show you both. Under quick links, right here it says cruise space sailings, and that's the Excel spreadsheet, which I'll open in a minute. The other one right above it says search promos and cruise space offers. So if you open the spreadsheet, and here it is, and I already opened it because I didn't want to take the time to download it. Click on Enable Editing. Now I work with spreadsheets all the time, every day. That's what I do. So real quick, down on these tabs, this is all the sailings. And then you can see it says US, Canadian, and river sailings. This is not sailings within the United States. It's US for US advisors, and then CA for Canadian advisors. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is show you some things. You can filter. We have lots of columns, and I'll just slightly go here. It goes out to, I don't even know, AG or something. So there's lots of columns. You can filter by any of these columns, and I'm just going to show you an example right now. So right here, I'm going to go in, unselect, and then I'm going to pick, I wanted to open up 2013, and I'm going to pick November. So I have now filtered by November. Again, I'm doing all sailings. So I have, if you look over G, amenity departure dates, and if you scroll down, it's going to have distinctive voyage as well. So I'm going to even filter it more because I am going to be looking for a cruise line. So I'm going to go under C, unselect, and then pick celebrity. And now I have it even down further. And now I'm going to go even further by sitting there going, I only want distinctive voyages. And I've now narrowed it down to 4 different sailings that they have. And they have some to the Caribbean. And that's what I was looking for November, to see what they had in the Caribbean. So this is one of the ways that I can narrow it down. Now I can now scroll out here and it's going to tell me all about their where they embark and disembark and what the group numbers are and that it's a distinctive voyage. And it goes on. And I just want to actually go out here, and I know when I'm doing this, but W is the shore link event. So you can click this on and it will show you the shore link. So you can see what the shore event is going to be. But that is the Excel spreadsheet. It's updated about once a week. But now I'm going to go into the search promo tool. I like this because it's right at your fingertips. You can go right into cruise space offers. So it's the middle one. And now, as you can see, it's all sailings. And then you can select amenity departure, distinctive voyage, culinary collection. So let's just do the same thing I just did on the spreadsheet. So I'm going to go distinctive voyage. I'm going to put my supplier, and I'm going to click November, and I'm just going to click search. And look how easy that was. I'm right there, my 4 different sailings again. And right on this page, it's going to show you its distinctive voyage. It's going to give you your departure and arrival date, your length, all of that information. Now, under the booking details or under sailing info where it's highlighted in red, you can click, and I'm just going to go ahead and click this. This is going to give you all the information that's out on that big, huge spreadsheet. It's right here. It's going to go the details, your shore event right here. It's going to tell you all about it. And look, you can click right there and it's going to open under PDF what the shore event is. So you can give this to your clients if you've already booked them, or you can give it to clients that might be interested in it to show what the shore event is. Go back here. It's going to give you, tell you everything that's included, and it's going to give you all the booking instructions. With Celebrity, one of the reasons I picked it is because we do have group numbers, so you have to look at the group numbers. But to me, that is so easy. So just so you know, that one is the search promo tool. And then we also have the Excel spreadsheet. Now, under the search, this particular one right here, when we're looking at the offers, I can tell you how often that's updated. It is updated within 30 minutes of myself or anyone else on our team uploading new sailings into our program. So for example, yesterday, I pulled some space, actually only 2 cruise lines, 2 ships, but I pulled 2 new ships on for amenity departure dates on Princess for Alaska of 2024. They had a redeployment, so I pulled some new space. Within 30 minutes of when I uploaded it, it's available now in the search promo tool. I can let you in on another secret. Tomorrow, there is a cruise line that is coming out. Royal Caribbean is actually having a deployment on a certain crew. I'm not supposed to say which ship it is or anything like that. So on a certain line that I will be pulling space, about 200 different sailings tomorrow. So either by tomorrow night or by Friday morning, that, depending on how long it takes me, that will be available in the cruise space offers right here for that ship. So that's how quick that is. So let's just do a review. So again, our 3 programs: Distinctive Voyage, Amenity Departures, Culinary Collection, just some highlights, over thousands of departures here. Most are combinable with those national offers. These are exclusive to you because Outside Agents is a member of Travel Leaders Network. So exclusive to you. It's only available to Travel Leaders Network. These programs are all free. There is no cost to you, no cost to your clients. You have that opportunity to earn additional compensation through TCs, and any information you need to find is right in Agent Universe under the Cruise Space tab, or under the Programs tab under Cruise Space. Don't forget about the competitive advantage. Not only can we offer oftentimes lower rates than are out there, but you have the amenity that's included with the amenity departure. So that's another factor for your competitive advantage. And with the Distinctive Voyage, the other factors include the host, the welcome reception, and the exclusive shore event. Don't forget, if you have those small groups, we have additional earning possibilities with our TC earnings. And to find the information, Agent Universe homepage under quick links, either that search promo tool or the Excel spreadsheet. I'll show you the Excel spreadsheet one more time, where you can filter by columns, or again, quickly at your fingertips, the cruise space offers. There you can filter it down, and all of these are available to you. So I want to ask you, and I'm so sorry, and thank you for coming back to the second part of this session, but I want to go ahead and see if there's any questions. I do have here. Okay, so Rebecca, I'm sorry, I missed on where to find the page. Okay, I'm assuming, Rebecca, if you want, you can actually unmute, but I'm assuming that you're talking about the page on Agent Universe. So I'm going to go back to Agent Universe here. Under quick links, you can do the search promo tool or the cruise space sailings, and cruise space information under programs and the cruise space tab. So just right there. Any other questions, go ahead and type them in there, because I will be happy to answer them. Again, if you think of a question and we're off, and again, I appreciate you guys coming back since I was kicked out of Zoom, you can always contact support services at Travel Leaders Network. You can do that. If you have like a specific question about one of our voyages, or maybe you've booked somebody into an amenity departure or distinctive voyages, there is another email that I can give to you. It's not even printed up here, but it's voyages. So just the word voyages at TravelLeaders.com. That comes directly to my team. So in fact, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat box, because I think everybody can see chat. So that is the email that comes right through to our team. So again, like if you have somebody booked on, let's say, a distinctive voyage, or you think you do, or you just want to make sure that they're in the group, you can contact us at voyages.com, or, have a question. Maybe you have a small group and You have a question about something, a small group on a mini departure, you can contact us right there. So again, I want to really thank all of you for, hey, coming back after I got kicked out. Thanks very much. I know I am doing another one because we're doing these 4 times a year. So I know I have another one coming up in a couple months. So join me again. It says, do you have to register with Agent Universe or can I use my registration with Outside Agents? Okay, Steve. Steve, I have to ask you a question. So if you can you unmute yourself because I'm not sure and I'm not familiar with this. Can you access Agent Universe through, or if anybody wants to answer this, like unmute themselves and answer this, can you all access Agent Universe? I think you're unmuted, Steve. Yes, so you have access to Agent Universe. Perfect. So Steve, as long as you have access to Agent Universe, you can go in and look at this cruise space information. You do not need to register with Agent Universe. You do not need to register for any of these. You can actually sell these because Outside Agents is a member of Travel Leaders Network. So you should actually be able to go into, and I don't know if you sell your cruises using Cruising Power. And my first one that I think of is Royal Caribbean Celebrity. So if you use Cruising Power and you log in, you go in through Cruising Power to sell a Royal Caribbean cruise, you will probably see, when you see the prices, you'll see different columns. I usually see 3. So when I see the 3 columns, the first one is the individual FIT reservations. The next column, you'll see something that says headquarter group, or it will probably say TLN ADD USD, or if it's a celebrity, it might say TLN DV, something like that. When you see that, you can book right into that. That's not a problem. You do not need to register with Agent Universe or with Travel Leaders Network because you already are, because Outside Agents is a member of Travel Leaders Network. I hope that answered your question. All right. I don't see any other questions coming through. So I'm going to say thank you again for joining me. And again, I hope if you have any questions, please let us know. Have a great day. Bye-bye.